Chapter 3. The Jarred Room. The air thickened, each breath a slow pull of honeyed smoke that clung to my lungs, as if the house meant to preserve me too, pickle me in longing, salt me in dread. The jars flickered with strange reflections, faces, or perhaps shadows shaped like faces, twisting just beyond clear sight. I blinked. They did not vanish. They breathed, moved. They swam in and out of focus, like memories trying to form words but stuck on the edge of speech, gasping through liquid time. Beneath my feet, the floorboards shifted again, a deep slow groan followed by a soft, wet squelch, like a tongue moving behind plaster, or a wound beneath bandages. The house was not creaking. It was remembering. It was aching. The scent changed. Gone the cloying smoke. Now something bright and sharp cut through. Ozone, the scent that cracks the sky open before lightning strikes. It mingled with something sweeter, achingly familiar, the faintest trace of a perfume I hadn't smelled since childhood. A scent worn by no one but the idea of someone. A woman whose face I remembered only in dreams. My mother. My aunt. A stranger who once held my hand in a room full of green curtains. I couldn't place it. That was the worst of it. Not the forgetting, but the almost remembering. I reached for one of the jars. My hand shook like the air around it. The glass was colder than ice, but inside the amber, something pulsed. It was not metaphor. It was not poetic fancy. It pulsed. A tiny, rhythmic throb, unmistakable. A heartbeat, trapped in time. And not just any time, my time. My ache. My childhood fear. The moment just before the fall. Just before the voice on the other end of the line said, "There's been an accident." A whisper curled around me, soft as silk and impossible to localize. "You remember." The voice was mine, but not mine. An echo with a bruise in it. Like a version of myself that had never stopped crying, somewhere beneath the skin of every dream. I turned, but the room had shifted. The jars were no longer lining the walls. They were suspended in the air, orbiting slowly, casting pale amber shadows across surfaces that no longer held corners. Geometry failed. Angles melted. I closed my eyes. The room folded inward, into itself. Into me. The line between the house and the memory began to unravel like thread pulled too tight for too long. Every sound became taste, every texture a color, every flicker of light a name I had once spoken in sleep. The house was no longer house, it was story. Layered, living, rotten at the edges. And in the center, a door. Not in a wall, just in. A door in space itself. Wooden, peeling, familiar. My hand moved before thought. The door opened with a sigh. And there she was. Hair the color of faded postcards. Eyes gray as ashen mirrors. Sitting on the edge of a child's bed that I could no longer fit into, humming a lullaby with no tune. She looked up at me. And smiled. "You left me here," she said, not accusing, but simple, like a fact. Like a name written on the underside of a desk. My knees gave way. Not from guilt. Not from fear. From the sheer weight of the remembering.